Hello viewers who are waiting for the latest information on the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Welcome back to Future Channels. Today, we will watch a video about the moment when Ukrainian Abrams tanks destroyed Russian troops in their latest precision strike. The Ukrainian M101 Abrams SAUKR main battle tanks successfully targeted and eliminated a concentration of Russian infantry in the Pokrovsk sector. The attack by the 47th Separate Mechanized Brigade demonstrated the increasing effectiveness of Ukrainian armored forces in their conflict with Russia. The operation was captured on video and released by Ukrainian defense media outlet Militarny, showcasing the tank's firepower and precision. It sounds like a significant development. The Abrams tank is known for its advanced firepower and precision, so if Ukrainian forces use it effectively, it could have a major impact on the battlefield. Precision strikes can be game-changing, especially when facing well-fortified positions or concentrated enemy forces. This can change the dynamics of a conflict or cause both sides to reassess tactics. The Abrams, supported by aerial surveillance from the 25th Separate Assault Battalion, identified Russian forces massed in a building. Once the location was confirmed, the tank crew moved into position and fired several shots at close range, effectively neutralizing the threat. The video footage highlights the tank's improvised protective measures, which include volumetric anti-drone defense covering the upper and rear projections of the turret. In addition, the Abrams is equipped with Contact 1 dynamic protection blocks on the sides of the turret and standard Abrams reactive armor tile to protect its sides. The engine transmission compartment and front and rear wheels are also equipped with enhanced armor, ensuring all-round protection for the vehicle in combat. The operation underlines the Ukrainian forces' increased capabilities and adaptability as they repel Russian attacks. Meanwhile, FPV drones are now filling the skies over Ukraine. But for Russia's explosive FPV drones, one target is the real prize: Kyiv's collection of US-donated Abrams tanks that have been deployed in the midst of action along the Eastern Front. Ukraine is taking precautions to protect its 70-ton US-made M1 Abrams tanks operating in eastern Ukraine, where Kyiv's military says Russia is focusing its efforts. Ukraine has developed a new layer of armor to fend off the ongoing threat of Russian FPV drones targeting the Abrams' most vital parts. The idea is not new, and over the course of more than 2 years of war in Ukraine, a variety of often crude designs have emerged not only in Ukrainian-held territory, but also on the front lines amid Russian forces. The structures, often referred to as countermeasure cages, and a more comprehensive enclosure known as a turtle tank, have appeared in combat footage coming out of Donetsk in recent months. The turtle tanks are typically Russian vehicles fitted with armor plates, bolted on in the hope of thwarting attacks by Ukrainian FPV drones. Several Abrams have been hit since the tanks entered the front lines. In late April, U.S. officials indicated Ukraine would withdraw its Abrams because of Russian drones. FPV drones can damage parts of tanks, including immobilizing the vehicle, making the advanced Western tanks easy targets for follow-up drone attacks or anti-tank missiles and artillery. The Abrams armor is larger than the structures bolted onto the T-72, which is the standard design for American tanks. Of the 25 structures the initiative has produced, 7 have been adapted for the Abrams. The Abrams are operated exclusively by Ukraine's experienced 47th Mechanized Brigade. Fighters from the brigade have long been at the heart of the fighting near Avdiivka, with the 47th Brigade regularly posting footage of Abrams clashing with advancing Russian forces west of the former Ukrainian stronghold. The brigade itself often says its FPV drones are hunting Russian tanks and armored vehicles. Kyiv officials have said for weeks that the heaviest fighting is taking place east of Donetsk's strategic city of Pokrovsk, with Russian forces slowly advancing toward the settlement. But drones are everywhere, and Ukrainian armored vehicles need more than just cover in Donetsk. On the other hand, Russia carried out one major strike and 14 combined strikes using precision weapons and unmanned aerial vehicles on Ukrainian energy sites and major airfields over the past week as part of a special military operation in Ukraine, the Russian Defense Ministry reported on Friday. The strikes also targeted UAV production workshops, naval drone storage facilities, and temporary deployment sites for Ukrainian nationalist formations and foreign mercenaries, the statement said. Because Russian drones make it too difficult for Ukraine to operate without detection or attack, Ukraine has sidelined its U.S.-supplied M1 Abrams tanks for now in its war with Russia. The U.S. agreed to send 31 Abrams to Ukraine in January 2023 after a months-long aggressive campaign by Kyiv, arguing that the tanks, which cost about $10 million each, are critical to its ability to penetrate Russian defense lines. However, the battlefield has changed substantially since then, most notably with the widespread use of Russian reconnaissance drones and hunter-killer drones. The weapons have made it difficult for Ukraine to protect the tanks when they are quickly detected and hunted down by Russian drones or shells. For now, the tanks have been removed from the front lines, and the U.S. will work with Ukraine to rearrange tactics. News of the tanks being sidelined comes as the U.S. marks the second anniversary of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group, a coalition of about 50 countries that meets monthly to assess Ukraine's battlefield needs and identify where to source the ammunition, weapons, or maintenance needed to keep Ukrainian forces ready to fight. The U.S. is expected to announce Friday that it will also provide about $6 billion in long-term military aid to Ukraine, U.S. officials said, adding that the aid will include much-needed ammunition for Patriot air defense systems. The officials spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss details that have not been made public. The U.S. also confirmed for the first time that it is providing long-range ballistic missiles known as ATACMS, which would allow Ukraine to strike deep into Russian-occupied territory without having to advance and be detected by drones or reinforced Russian defenses.